We will find clarity when we can remove all of the external distractions. And when we're clear, then we will take that first step, which will create momentum. We will push our way through the resistance. Momentum creates motivation. So, as you're settling yourself in and setting yourself up for success, start to notice your breath. No need to change it. Just shift the awareness from whatever it was that you were paying attention to a moment ago to your breath. Maybe shifting the external awareness to a point or a place in your body where you're holding on to tension, and make those shifts, move those shoulders, release that neck, stretch those fingers, whatever it is, like wherever it is that you feel like you're stuck or tense or tight, just pay a little extra attention to that spot right now. So we can use our mind to release the physical tension in our body, but we can also actually move that part of our body. We can release the energy through movement, we can release it through thoughts or ideas, we can release it through emotions. So instead of labeling how you're feeling in your right shoulder right now or your left hip, just recognize it and then release it and settle into it. Soften it. Again, once you shift the attention to the body and take care of what needs to be taken care of, shift the attention back to the breath. So the stiffness and soreness and the tightness and the discomfort in the body comes and goes, but the breath remains constant. So we return to something that is tried and true, something that is dependable, something that can be counted on or relied upon, and that's your breath. The gentle inhalation through the nostrils, invigorating the respiratory system, creating energy in the body, and the gentle exhale out the nose or mouth, your choice. So the inhalation is through the nostrils. That's part of the respiratory system. The exhalation can be however it is that the breath needs to leave the body. Whatever is left over needs to go. The release of that which no longer has any use. So maybe as you're filling your body with breath, you're sending the fresh breath out to all of the extremities and kind of stirring things up, and then releasing any stale or toxic or unusable energy. It's a fabulous exhale that allows us to just get rid of negative thoughts and discomforts and tension. So we follow the breath in and we follow the breath out. And every time we exhale, we just soften, relax, and drop in a little bit deeper. There's no need to be holding on to anything right now. You are free to be present without any sort of anticipations or expectations or ideas about historical experiences. So I know many of us get stuck in a pattern of not starting. So many brilliant ideas and inspirations and things that that we would like to, want to, desire to accomplish, but we lack the idea called motivation. We are without motivation. So motivation, the word motivation can be a setup, can be an excuse. Just don't have the motivation, just don't feel like I can get it done right now. Motivation is really a byproduct of something called momentum, right? Momentum starts the swing, momentum starts the pendulum in motion. So we're waiting for motivation, but really we need that initial push. We need to move. We need to begin in order to find the motivation. It is our own discomfort that keeps us from doing. When really we can find comfort in the repetition of doing. So we're uncomfortable with starting something. But in order to be comfortable with that something, we have to start it. So I've been doing some reading up on something called the Law of Diminishing Intent. And the Law of Diminishing Intent says the longer you wait to do something, the greater the odds are that you will never actually do it. So we have that aha moment or that inspired moment. And then we tell ourselves we don't have the time or the energy or the effort, all those things that are related to this motivation. We'll get to it when we get to it. And the longer we put it off, the further away it becomes. The word later becomes the obstacle or the dream killer. I'll get to it when I get to it. So we remember that success is successional. It's built upon prior small movements. So when we talk about momentum, right, when that boulder dislodges at the top of the mountain, it's just small movements until it starts to gain momentum, gain speed, gain power, that's where motivation comes in. When you begin to have success and feel more comfortable, then you start to get excited and continue to draw energy rather than push it away with fear. So motivation is a byproduct of the momentum. If we do not start it, we will never find it. So let's draw ourselves back into our breath and think about those aha moments, those recurring thoughts, things that are aligned with you, that feel important, that you maybe have not yet started. Don't judge yourself for not starting. Instead, use the energy that you would use to judge yourself to begin. I promise that if you are aligned with it and it is something that you have been dreaming about or inspired by or paying attention to, the sooner you begin, the sooner it will click, the sooner you will find more energy and time and motivation. Spend a few moments here just checking in with the breath, softening and relaxing the body. Nice deep diaphragmatic inhale, filling the chest cavity and the belly, and on the exhale, soften and relax. So you can't get it wrong. You just have to begin. Mistakes are just opportunities. If we're held back by mistakes, or held back by fear, or held back by frustration, or feeling of unworthiness, we have to push all of that resistance out of the way and take step one. It's important, whatever it is that feels important to you, that needs to be done or said or experienced. It's part of living your life. No one wants to complete a life unlived. So, what is it for you? What is it that you are inspired to do that you can take action? So the inspiration comes as a moment of clarity. Aha. It's like it feels right. I read a quote earlier that says, never leave the scene of clarity without taking some sort of action. Now, we don't have to dive into the deep end, but we need to take some sort of action, whether it's making a note or writing something down or setting a time or a date. Whether it's Google searching or having conversation or calling someone and sharing your thought or idea, those are all actionable. Those aha moments, those true bell ringing, clear inspirations need to be recognized, need to be put into action with some sort of accountability to help you continue to grow it. We have to move beyond the initial discomfort and know that discomfort is growth. And the more you grow, the more comfortable you will become with that which is important to you. So discomfort is growth, and growth happens through repetition of things that are uncomfortable. Take a nice deep breath in, fill the body. And the exhale, softly, gently relax. If you have not already, close your eyes. Release your jaw, relax the muscles on your face. Let's find that internal awareness through the breath by clearing the thoughts, releasing the emotional attachments, and softening the body. Become present with yourself right now. Become present with the most authentic version of yourself that you can access in this moment. The law of diminishing intent tells us that the further away we allow the inspiration to go, the less likely we are to follow that path. So when we have those awarenesses or aha moments about who we are meant to become, about things in our path that are designed for us, we see our way clear through the fear, through the fire, through the uncomfortable feelings, and we take some sort of action. We will find clarity when we can remove all of the external distractions. And when we're clear, then we will take that first step, which will create momentum. We will push our way through the resistance. Momentum creates motivation. We set ourselves up for success by choosing to take small increments and recognizing the challenges it takes to accomplish each step. No room for judgment, just movement. Whether it takes 5 weeks, 5 months, 5 years, 5 lifetimes, you just keep moving. The momentum builds. The closer we get to the goal, to the end line, the more momentum we need, the bigger the push. So you take these little successful steps, and each step teaches you something, shows you something, offers you something, creates something, brings you something. And you find gratitude for each of the steps because those are your successes on your way to creating something that aligns with your purpose. No room for judgment. Judgment is like the word later, it steals your time, your energy. It's nice to have an idea about an end goal, but really we are just walking the path, ticking the boxes as we move in the desired direction. When you have the aha moment, you take action. Write it down, report it out, make the appointment, set something up, create time or space, dedicate, commit. Continue to move. Pay attention to the aha moments, to the inspired thinking, to the idea of clear knowing. When something clearly comes to you that makes sense and resonates with you, take action. Any action, some sort of movement. You want to find the motivation to follow your dreams and your destiny, then you create the momentum by starting the movement. The momentum will build as you continue to push the boulder closer to the edge of the cliff. And when you reach the point where you're ready, it will roll and there will be no stopping it. Each and every human being has infinite potentiality, untapped energy. So as you begin to recognize who you are and what's important to you, keep moving on that. Keep polishing that. Keep paying attention to that. Keep pushing until the momentum becomes greater than the resistance. Keep pushing until the momentum becomes greater than the resistance. One more deep breath in. Maybe you pause and you hold that breath for a moment, feeling inspired by the same energy that created the universe. You know, that energy that created you. And then on the exhale, just settle into that. You are fabulous, born with everything you need. You have a knowing inside of you. Continue to move in the direction of your knowing.